Hello everyone, here Elohim. We are under a snowstorm today, so I choose to make something productive with my time today. And we want to make a very easy and also easy to change or transform in your way money spell. The easiest money spell ever. And the best thing about this money spell is that you can adapt it to whatever practice, tradition, blah 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 that you follow. I am a multi-traditional witch, I think that's the term. And I like to, what independently of what I practice in my privacy, when I teach things to people, I try to always, I don't know the term, but I like to take things out of the context of the tradition, out of that capsule, just which are the essential elements here that you can put into another practice. Meditation, visualization, action in the moment. I think working with the lunar phases is very helpful in whatever tradition you work. For example, I was initiated in Santeria. In Santeria, we don't have a big thing about moon phases, but some of my rituals I have adapted them to the moon in my calendar because I have been practicing for over 20 years, at least Santeria. So I just think that works better with certain moon phases, but it's just me. Literally, I have not met other Santeros who do it that way. It's just me. I just adapt it to my practice because it's easier for me. Spiritismo, we do certain things every Monday. We are very disciplined by that. Weekend practice is another thing, so I just try to take which elements from here I can teach to people and what things from the weekend I can teach to people with that, while not breaking my art into the practice, while not giving you too much information inside, but that also stay helpful for everybody. When we work with money, and I wrote an entire book about it, you don't need a book. I mean, if you want to buy the book, great, but you don't need a book. I'm not trying to sell you the book. When we do money magic, we need to, I like to make this thing that's like a pyramid. I like to align attention, intention, and action. These three things always together. Your attention, where is focused, your intention, what is your goal with this spell, and your action, what are you doing for this spell. And I am a true believer of two things about spellcasting. One, every spell is always a math formula, like physics or chemic. I think I love when things have sense around. I hate and distract me too much. I'll tell my ADHD when I see too many things in the altar that should not go there, you're not gonna use this. I'm gonna keep it because the book says if you're not gonna use it, take it out. You don't put sugar in your soup. Take it out. And the second thing that I like about that I put in every spell is attention, intention, action. I think that if your attention, your intention, and your action are not together in the spell, that's not gonna work. Don't care how elaborated it is, don't care how pretty it will look in your pictures, don't care how step by step you follow the instructions from the book written 200 years ago or whatever, don't gonna work. Because it's something in there just flowing another direction. You need to keep your attention, your intention, and your action all together in the spell. We're going to do something super simple, and you can adapt this spell to whatever practice you follow. It's a candle spell, and we're going to do tarot magic. I am without headphones, as you notice, because my headphones passed away today, almost 2 hours ago. They literally passed away, so rest in peace. We're going to use a candle, and we're going to use a lot of things. The great thing is, the candle is the one thing that you're not going to change. Everything else, you can change it however you prefer, for whatever you prefer, according to your practice. I am a Wiccan. Perfect, adapted to your practice. I practice this old tradition that just my family knows from 1,000 years ago. Cool. Why are you watching this video? But adapt the spell however you prefer. I make this candle is very oily. It's literally going out of my hands. I make this candle. You can use a candle from the store if you want. I simply has been trying to do my own candles from a year ago and just buy candles from a couple of stores that I really like because I trust in their work. I made this one, as you can see, have cat hair everywhere, very magical. I think it was a socks candle, soy candle, or was a wax candle. I really don't remember right now. But I'm silly like that. I put a lot of oil in all my candles, which is so much oil that you can see how shiny it is. It's really problematic, but it's great at the same time, because when the candle finish burning, is a lot of oil in the base, and it's gonna continue burning for a long time. If, like me, you read the end of your candles, this is gonna give you a very cool finish at the end, because one of my two favorite methods of divination are tarot and candle magic. I like to light a candle for my customers and see the end of the result on the candle. This, for example, is this was a protection spell for someone. I use aluminum foil to protect everything around the candles, and this was the finish, so I can read the entire spectrum of how the spell works and what is the obstacle for this family group that they are confronting, and the things that they didn't want to tell me during the reading on tarot. And after this, the candle continued burning and threw a lot of wax around. These are the pieces of wax. This comes from the north direction, this comes from the east direction, and there was any wax in any other direction. So I just read the correspondence of the north, the correspondence of the east, and I have a better prediction of what is the next obstacle for these people, right? If you are like me and you are into reading candles, when they finish, do that. If not, you can just buy one of these pretty cool glasses, bases, things where you put the candle inside and you just let it burn, which is pretty valid too. Nobody here is making mistakes. Whatever thing that somebody tells you that is a mistake in your practice, probably is not a mistake. It's something that normally people don't understand. This is the candle that I made. You can make your own, you can buy your candle. What I put into this candle, a lot of oils, and essentially an Instar oil, cinnamon oil, because I like the idea of how the cinnamon travel around different places, you know, the line of cinnamon. The entire journey that made how is involved with so much manufacture around, so many companies. It's a lot of money surrounding this little bag of cinnamon that you're gonna buy in the market. I put cinnamon oil, I put Anistar oil, and I put rose oil. I remember that one. The last drops of rose oil that I have in the house. So I have this candle for my money magic. But if you don't have the resources, the time, the dedication, the interest, the caring to do your own candle for whatever reason, because you are a busy person, you have a job, or you simply don't feel like to do it, buy a candle that you relate with money. Don't buy a green candle just because it's green and we relate green with money. Think deeper than that. Go out of the box. I want to use a red candle to activate the money, or I am a sex worker and probably I relate money with sex and I use red, for example. Or I work in a bank and I am the manager and the color representative of this bank is blue, and all my money, my credit cards come from this bank, the credit for my house comes from this bank, and everything is blue. Let me use a blue candle. Have certain logic in there. Try to use your intelligence, not just what the book says. So I hold the candle, which is really oily and I love it. And you need something sticky. My mom teach me to write candles with a dagger or a knife because she and I were crazy like that. But if you don't have experience using daggers and knives to write into candles, don't try. Don't do it because it's complicated. Slightly you can cut yourself very easily, so not. Try to use a stick. I have a perfect stick around here that I bring for this situation someplace. And just get lost, apparently, because I have so much stuff here. Anyway, I think I'm not gonna use it. Oh, here it is. For writing spells in the candles, some people use nails from construction. I like to use the sticks from the incense. I find it so useful because it's good at the end. And you're gonna write down which is the source of your money, your job, yourself. You are a self-employed, a company, cinema theater because you work in there, whatever is the source of your money situation. You're gonna write down, I like to, it's an entire board in this course about how we write the candles from top to bottom, from bottom to top. I like to write them from bottom to top, just it's like that. I think it's easier in that way. I'm gonna write here the name of my workplace because it's what generates me a continuous budget. I don't know the word, but if my workplace do good, my boss will do good. If my boss will do good, it's no reason to fire me. It's no reason to not pay me. So everything will do good. I'm gonna put here my workplace, so my workplace will do really well. And I'm now gonna write down also my full name, which is really long. I'm going to usually take me like 2 or 3 lines. After this, I'm gonna write down also my birthday with everything and the year. I'm gonna put here some symbols of money and create some sigils that I like. I'm gonna put a star and I'm gonna make a pentagram, and around the pentagram I'm gonna put some dollar symbols. I'm gonna put some euro symbols because I have some kind of digital business around. And I'm gonna put some arrows going to the north, going to the top, trying to highlight this energy. And I clean the candle and I have everything in the candle, correct? And now that the candle is ready, I'm gonna burn some incense to clean the energy around my work. For incense, you can choose whatever incense do you want that you find perfect for the situation. You can light, burn a homemade incense, an incense stick, incense cone, whatever you prefer. You can light incense for cleansings before and then a money incense, or you can just go to the cleansing. I rather to do quickly cleansing in my space for work because this is a magical room, so I'm cleaning it every week. Just focusing the energy for the spell work. So right now I'm gonna burn incense that I relate with the energy what I like to bring. Because I am Hispanic and I grew up with Palo Santo, I'm gonna burn some Palo Santo that I have here. For that, I have a special candle that I just light up for my rituals. What I do is every time that I'm gonna practice a ritual, I choose a candle. I have 3 of these ones. I light this candle, and I like to use this candle to light everything else that I'm gonna use during the ritual, so I don't need to have this going around over and over. So I'm gonna light my Palo Santo. You can use charcoal with whatever incense you have around. For this spell, I think that will go perfectly well. Some anise star incense, some frankincense incense, myrrh incense, rose flowers. This is lighting very well. I'm gonna wait just 5 more seconds. And with the hand close to the heart, we just cleanse a little bit here around, and we're gonna leave the incense do its work. Obviously in a place heat resistance. This is where I have been burning incense all the week, so you can see here some roses, some flowers, cinnamon, frankincense, and other stuff. Now that the incense is in there, I need representative things from money. It's not just throwing money in there just because, oh, $100 bill. Why? Because it's just more pricey? No, think about symbols. Go deeper. So, many people like to work with the $1 bill because of the triangle, the pyramid, the eye that see everything, blah, 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 blah. I like to use the $5 bill. I really like the color, I really like the symbolism, I really like to have a foundation physical structure draw in there. Like, this is the materialization of money. The point where you can literally build something in the physical world. I like this representation, so that's why I like to use the $5 bill. I'm gonna put this in my altar in any space. You choose. East, north, west, south. I don't fight with anybody about it. I'm gonna put this, and I'm gonna put a little bag with coins. You can pass these coins around the incense. You can pass these coins under your pillow the night before the spell to catch the energy, whatever you want to do. Be creative. I just choose these coins that I have in my pocket. And a crystal to enhance the energy. I choose a crystal quartz. I really like this piece of crystal quartz. It's thick, it's big enough. I think that it's kind of heavy, so feels like you are actually holding something. And remember, this piece of stone comes from mountains, from caves, from places. Is made in a molecular level from things that has been around probably for thousands of years. So you're holding real Mother Nature in your hand. It's a lot of power you're holding here. So this is helping you to ground the energy you are looking for, which is great because you're trying to materialize things. And then I have something else around tarot cards. We're gonna use tarot cards. How we're gonna use tarot cards? You're gonna choose whatever deck you want, and I have so many. And you have two options. When I grew up, they teach me, specifically mi padrino, teach me to use the card that came from the deck. You move your deck around, you choose one card, and that card represents what's the obstacle on the spell that you're looking for, and you just put that card, light some candles, and let the energy work. In that way, you're gonna burn the obstacle that is impeding you from taking what you're looking for. I think it was great. But then my mom, who is smarter than me, she teach me you should take that advice and also draw a second card. And that second card, you're gonna choose which card do you want. You're gonna choose 3 or 5 options from your deck, and from these cards that you draw, you mix them, you choose one by luck. That's the snowstorm. And that card from fortune, who gonna tell you exactly what's the energy that you are looking for to manifest in this spell. And many times the card will not have sense. I'm trying to make a money spell and comes the 8 of Swords. Or I'm trying to do a love spell and I'm waiting for the Lover's card. Or from any 9 and comes out the 6 of coins. And it's like, this is not exactly the energy I'm looking for. But that card knows better than you, so you just use the card. In this case, I choose the cards before. And I have some cards here. I choose, these cards are in Spanish. I choose the Moon, the Hermit, the High Priest. This one not. The Moon, the Hermit, and the High Priest. Oh! And I have the 7 of coins, the coin 7. So I have these 4 cards, and from here I'm gonna choose just one. I'm just gonna throw them in there, and I'm gonna choose one that will be in any specific order. The Moon is the one who's gonna give me the energy for this spell. I was wishing for the coins card, but this is gonna work. It's a lot of shadow inner work coming here. It's a lot about self-developing, about how you behave in your work, about the things that you are not saying aloud, the things that are coming around, but you don't see them yet. A lot of projects, probably more responsibilities, is all of that. So I'm gonna be grateful for this card. I'm gonna put this card in the altar. I'm gonna put this card in the altar next to my incense. I'm gonna put this card in the altar next to my incense and my candle. And I think I have something else to use here. Oh, decoration for visualization. I'm gonna throw elements in there in not a specific order, but that also are part of my equation. If I'm doing maths, 2 and 2 is 4. If I'm doing a soup, I need all of these ingredients. If I'm doing something sweet, I need sugar and other elements, probably cinnamon. I love cinnamon on everything. If I'm doing snacks, I need the ingredients for snacks, not the ingredients for chicken rice, correct? So I'm gonna try to keep my altar clean with just the elements that I want to use for manifest. I like to use herbs, fresh and dry herbs, because the dry herbs are something that I can just take from time to time and burn to the candle or burn into the incense. And I like to use fresh plants around because they represent something that can continue growing around and blooming around all the year long. I'm watching the clouds coming with the snowstorm, which are really cool. So I have another tarot deck here in case of emergency, and another one which is really cool, one of my favorite ones. But I'm gonna use this assortment. That's a new word that I learned recently, and I'm not sure if I'm using it well, but I'm gonna use this assortment of flowers, different plants that I have been drawing literally from my backyard. Probably if you follow me on Instagram, you know what is this. So I'm gonna use these different plants. I have some pieces of lemon that I dry in the window for a protection spell, and I leave them in there for so long that I forget that they were in there, and now they look like this, and they are like really hard, which is great. I'm gonna use all of these seeds and flowers. I'm gonna put them around because what these represent, these are things that grow in my backyard, things that I can do for myself. These represent my connection with Mother Nature because we were working together for an entire year through the seasons to grow them. These represent things that I can take with my own hands, like the money that I receive in my job. And they are colorful, so they are pretty. It reminds me that I can buy pretty things that I like or things that are useful. And these plants are also very helpful for magic and for healing, so they are useful. It's not just a flower that looks pretty, it's things that actually you can use, and that's what I want. I don't want money because I want money. I can use money for good things, to improve my life, to improve the lifestyle of my kittens, my partner, my family, etc., etc., etc. I'm thinking of things that are useful. I have some flowers from my neighbor who give them to me, and I'm gonna put this around the altar. Looks like a decoration, but actually is part of the equation because everything here was chosen from so many elements around. This one, this one, this one. For example, I don't have roses here. I have this beautiful rose, giant plant in the front of the house, which was in there when we chose the house. So it's not my responsibility. No, it's not my credit that was in there. But I'm not gonna choose it because roses are more for protection, are something more seasonal. I didn't plant them; they are just in there. So I'm not gonna play with that. I'm gonna play with elements that I put in the garden and in the backyard in the past 2 years. I'm gonna put this around my altar, of which, because this is a spell for work, for a practical purpose, it's not something to show on Instagram. I'm not gonna take pictures of this one. So I'm just gonna throw this around, and I knew I was forgetting something. I have a nice bag of anise star because I put anise star oil in the candle. So I have a lot of anise star around, and I'm gonna throw like a rain over the altar when everything is lighting in. And now the perfect moment to do this spell. Any day, any moment, but specifically if you do it during the new moon. I'm recording this video the day of the full moon, last full moon of December. I think it's the last full moon of December. I'm not really sure. I think I could actually be very bad in that. Let me check my calendar. New moon is on 20, December 20. or December 19 according to the other calendar. I will check that later. But perfect moment to do this spell will be in the new moon. I'm recording this during the full moon. That means that you have 2 weeks to prepare. And then we have the new moon and you can prepare this spell. And perfect, you can do this spell to bring money and abundance, financial abundance, prosperity to your life, but also you can repeat this spell a week later, very close to the new year, to channel that energy and invite this energy immediately to your house before the year finish. To remind to the money entities and money energy out there that they are always welcome to come into your house without invitation. They are always welcome to come here. That's what I'm gonna do. I hope that you do it. I hope that you take this spell, and I hope that you do it exactly as I did. I hope that you do it even better. I hope that you put things in there that just you have. I hope that you put in there pictures, draws, tarot cards, flowers, roses, perfume, whatever makes you feel that the spell is gonna work. Just take the part from this video, this very long, exhaustive, nonsense, boring video. Take the parts that you find useful, put them in there in your spell, and complement it with whatever you find around that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel connected, that makes you feel that you are resonating, connected with something, that makes you feel in frequency of something, that makes you feel, oh, this color or this fragrance or this texture specifically makes me feel connected with money, with financial abundance, with prosperity, blah, 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 blah. I hope that you make it, the spell and the results, and in general, I hope that you make it. Have a great time of a spell. Be nice, be yourself, be kind, be wide, stay safe, stay nice, stay kind, stay wide. Be yourself. May you make it. Blessed be, bye. Mwah.